about the major development with Casey Anthony being released much earlier for time served for the false statements that she made to authorities. The false statements have been a specific source of concern for Beth Holloway. She's the mother of missing Alabama teen Natalee Holloway. Beth has compared Casey Anthony's behavior and her repeated lying to Joran Sloot. He's the man that she believes killed her daughter. And there's a new book out right now. It's called Portrait of a Monster, examining Sloot's alleged crimes and the manhunt to bring him in. Lisa Pulitzer and Thompson co-wrote the book together, and they join me now in studio to talk about this. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
So Cole, walk us through the exhaustive research that went into putting this book together, and bring us up to speed about some of the comparisons and the challenges to Casey Anthony and Joran Sloot.
Well, this book is 6 years in the making. Lisa started the book you were down there in April of 2005, right after Natalee disappeared. And as we know, Joran told lie after lie after lie. I think he gave 16 versions of the story to the police. And there were so many lies, and they didn't find a body, that it became almost impossible to secure a conviction. He wound up walking. And from what I've been following in the Casey Anthony case, they're lying and lying and lying. And the amount of time it took to find the body made a prosecution there almost impossible as well.
Lisa, as Cole points out, you've dedicated a lot of your life to this story so far over the last 6 years. How difficult has it been for you to do this as a job, but also to break away and have some sort of a personal life? I would imagine this is very enveloping.
Yes. I'm actually a mother. I have 2 daughters, so I can really, when I spent time down in Aruba, I was there during the period of time that Dave Holloway was there, and it was heart-wrenching to watch him every single day standing on that pier outside of the Holiday Inn, watching the boats, the search, waiting for news. And as a mother, I cannot imagine the anguish. So it's very difficult to, when you're reporting a story of this, especially with no resolution, to separate.
Lisa, what were some of the eye-opening things that people can find out in this book? I'm sure that for lots of people over the last 6 years, we have covered the case as journalists. I know that as a viewer, I've watched on different television shows and different updates, finding out what Beth is doing, and then also Joran's latest crime in Peru. Yeah. So bring us up to speed about what details came to light out of your research that people can find in this book.
I think what's really fascinating is Cole and I both had access to police files from both Aruba and then also from Peru. So we were able to actually read both statements made by Joran in his own words, which we were privy to, as well as all of his different versions of his interrogations. And when you really sit down and read it, as a whole, it's really insightful to see the way that he twists stories, and that each time he's presented with a new piece of evidence, how he's able to immediately point the finger at somebody else. Just the way Casey did with the fictitious babysitter. He pointed the finger at the security guards, and then he was able to point the finger at Deepak and Satish. When he gets to Peru, he pointed the finger at some anonymous villains that had attacked he and Stephanie while they were at the hotel. The spinning.
It is a lot of different variations of a story to see which way. It seems like the desperate attempt of a young man to try and get himself out of trouble.
Right. The basic story is always the same. It's just the last 10% he tweaks a little bit.
Well, Cole and Lisa, I invite everybody to pick up a copy of the book. Again, it's a fascinating story. We still don't have a resolution to knowing exactly what happened to Natalee, but the book is called Portrait of a Monster. Thanks so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having
us.
Absolutely. We want to pass on some breaking news that we're just getting now.